Tell me, have you ever felt nervous at an airport? Maybe your hands were a little shaky or you weren't sure what the staff were saying, right? So many learners tell me that airports are the place where their English disappears.
Oh, yeah, totally. One student once told me, David, I can speak English until I meet an airport officer. And suddenly, every word flies away like the airplane.
That's why today is so important. By the end of this lesson, you'll feel calm, confident, and ready to travel anywhere in the world. Just imagine yourself walking through the airport with steady steps, understanding everything. It feels good, right?
Absolutely. And hey, before we jump in, tell us in the comments, what was the last place you traveled to? Or if you haven't traveled yet, where do you dream of going? We love reading your stories.
All right, let's begin with the first thing you hear at the airport. Passport and ticket, please. This sentence is simple, but when you're nervous, it can sound like a long sentence in a movie. Don't worry though, it's actually easy.
And here's another very common one. What's the purpose of your trip? They're just asking why you're traveling. For example, tourism, business, visiting family.
Great. And you can answer with short, simple English. I'm here for vacation. I'm here for work. I'm visiting friends. See? You don't need complicated sentences.
Another good one is, how long will you stay? You can answer, I'll stay for 5 days. I'll stay for 2 weeks. I'll be here for a month.
Let's pause here for a moment. When you hear these questions in real life, your brain might freeze because of anxiety. But remember, these are routine questions. Everyone hears the same things. You're not being tested, you're just communicating.
Right, and honestly, airport officers are usually very polite. They speak clearly and use simple English because they talk to travelers from every country. They're not trying to confuse you.
Now, I want you to repeat a few short answers with me. Say them out loud, even if you're in your room alone. Vacation. Business trip. I'll stay for 1 week. Here for tourism. Good job.
And hey, tell us in the comments, which airport question makes you feel the most nervous? We can help you in the next lesson. Don't be shy. Everyone has one question they hate.
Wonderful. Now you already understand the key phrases for the airport check-in process, and will continue building your confidence step by step.
All right, let's keep going. Earlier, we practiced the questions you hear during airport check-in. Now, let's move to another moment that makes many learners feel nervous. Security check. You know, that place where everyone suddenly forgets how to walk normally?
Yes, absolutely. People start opening bags, closing bags, taking off jackets, putting them back on. It's a whole show. But don't worry, the English you hear there is actually very simple. And if you understand it clearly, the whole experience becomes so much easier.
Exactly. And then you may hear, take your laptop out of your bag, or remove liquids and electronics. They say this to everyone, so don't panic.
Here's another one you might hear. Please empty your pockets. This simply means take out your phone, keys, or anything inside your pockets.
And sometimes, when they want to be extra clear, they add, place everything in the tray. They mean the plastic container. It's a simple routine.
Now, sometimes travelers get nervous when they hear, step to the side, please. But don't worry, it's usually for a quick check or because many people are lining up.
And if they need to do a small check on you, they might say, arms up, please, or turn around, please. These are not scary at all, just instructions. You're doing great just by listening and staying calm.
Let's do a quick practice together. Repeat after me with confidence. Here you go. No electronics. I don't have liquids. Is this okay? Good job.
Let's add a little interaction. Tell us in the comments, have you ever had something inside your bag that caused a problem at airport security? Maybe a bottle of water you forgot or a charger that looked strange to the scanner. It happens to everyone, so don't be shy. All right, let's continue. After security, people often look for the next big thing, their gate number. You might hear airport staff say, your gate is A14, or the gate has changed.
Yes, that one, the gate change, can cause confusion if you miss it. So the important phrase to listen for is attention passengers. This usually means an announcement is coming, so be ready.
And here's a helpful tip. If you can't understand an announcement, it's totally okay to go ask staff. Just say, "Excuse me, could you repeat that for me?" Or, "Which gate is this flight?" Simple English works perfectly.
Good. Now I want you to imagine yourself walking through the airport, hearing these phrases and understanding everything clearly. It feels much less stressful, right?
Exactly. That's the goal. Everyday English that makes real-life moments easier. You're doing amazing so far. Let's keep building that confidence step by step.
Okay. Can I tell you something a little funny before we continue? I used to think expressing opinions was dangerous. Seriously, every time someone said, "What do you think?" my brain just went blink, like a computer freezing.
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling. It's like your mind suddenly says, nope, not today. But that is exactly why today's lesson is so important. We're learning to speak our thoughts with confidence, slowly, clearly, and naturally.
Right. And to make it easier, let's add a real life moment. Imagine this. You're in a group conversation, and someone asks your opinion about something. Simple. Maybe a movie, maybe a restaurant, maybe a new idea at work. Many learners panic here because they think they must sound perfect.
But they don't. They just need simple, honest, structured English. That's it. And we're going to practice exactly that. So let's start with an easy pattern. I think because.
Right. Everyone say it with us in your head. I think because. This structure is your best friend. It's short, it's clear, and you can use it anytime.
Let's try an example. Emily, what's something you like? Anything.
I think I like warm, rainy days because they make me feel peaceful. Okay, your turn. Say something you think, then add because, and finish the idea.
That's your practice moment. Think of anything. Food, a hobby, a place, a type of music. I think blank because blank. And hey, if you want extra practice, write your sentence in the comments later. We always read them.
Now, let's level up. Sometimes you want to agree with someone. Here's the pattern. I agree because, simple, right? And you don't need big words.
Yes, for example, I agree because it makes sense. Or, I agree because I had the same experience.
And what if you don't agree? Take a breath. It's okay. Here's your pattern. I don't really agree because it's soft, it's polite, and it keeps the conversation friendly.
Let me show you. Emily, say something and I'll politely disagree.
Okay, I'll say, I think spicy food is the best.
I don't really agree because spicy food makes my eyes water instantly. But I like how much you enjoy it.
See, that was friendly, natural, and clear. No stress, no fighting, just honest expression.
Everyone watching, take a moment right now. Think of one opinion you have about anything. Now, choose. Do you agree with our example? Or do you disagree politely?
And if you want extra practice, tell us in the comments. I agree because, or I don't really agree because. This tiny exercise will boost your speaking confidence fast.
Before we close this part, here's a powerful reminder. You don't need complex vocabulary to express your thoughts. You need structure, calmness, and honesty.
Exactly. Opinions don't have to be big or dramatic. They just need to be yours, spoken slowly, clearly, and confidently.
And we're going to keep helping you build that confidence step by step.
All right, take a breath, relax your shoulders, and get ready. More real conversation practice is coming in the next part. Before we jump in, can I share something a bit personal? When I first started giving my opinions in English, I felt like every sentence had to be perfect. And because of that, I said almost nothing.
Oh yeah, I get that. Many learners feel exactly the same way. They wait, and in the end, the moment to speak disappears. But conversational English isn't about perfection. It's about connection.
Exactly. And this part is all about helping you connect using simple, friendly, everyday patterns that native speakers use all the time. Let's start with a small but powerful tool. I feel like.
Right. This phrase is amazing because it sounds soft, natural, and very human. You can use it to express opinions without sounding too strong or too direct. For example, I feel like this idea could work.
Or, I feel like the movie was too long. See, you're not attacking anything. You're just sharing a feeling.
And here's something interesting. In English conversations, softness often makes your opinion easier to listen to. It shows kindness, calmness, and confidence.
Let's practice with the audience. Everyone watching, imagine someone asks you about a new rule at work or a new restaurant in your city. You can answer with, I feel like it's pretty good. Or, I feel like it needs a little improvement.
And if you want, you can write your practice sentence in the comments. We love reading what you create.
Now, let's try another natural pattern. To me. Ooh, I love this one. It's gentle, it's honest, it's simple.
Yes, it's one of the easiest ways to express your personal view without sounding too strong or too direct. To me, the book was inspiring. To me, the food was a bit salty. To me, this idea feels interesting.
And notice how all of these sound friendly. They show that this is your view, not a rule.
Another helpful phrase is, one thing I noticed is. This makes you sound thoughtful and observant.
For example, one thing I noticed is the service was slow. Or, one thing I noticed is people are very kind here.
This phrase is great when you want to sound more confident without being too direct. It also works perfectly in meetings, group discussions, or even casual conversations.
Okay, now let's combine everything we learned so far into a mini practice moment. I'll say a topic, and David, you answer with any of the patterns we just practiced.
All right, let's do it.
Topic: trying a new cafe.
To me, the place felt cozy, but one thing I noticed is the music was a little loud.
Nice. Topic 2: watching a movie.
I feel like the story was interesting, but the ending was too fast.
Good. And now, everyone watching, your turn. Pick any topic. Your breakfast, your day, a song you heard, a place you visited. Now describe it using one of the patterns. I feel like, to me, one thing I noticed is.
And if you want extra practice, write one sentence in the comments. Seriously, we read everything.
Before we move to the final part, remember this. You don't need complicated grammar to sound confident. You need clarity, kindness, and a simple structure.
And you already have all of that. Just keep practicing. We're right here with you.
Take a slow breath, relax, and get ready for the final part of today's lesson. Before we wrap up today's lesson, I want to say something from the heart. Speaking your opinion in English is not just about words, it's about courage. Every time you share what you think, even a small thought, you're building real confidence.
Exactly. And we've seen so many of you growing. Every comment you leave, every sentence you try, every moment you express yourself, it all matters. We notice it, and we're proud of you.
Now, in this final part, let's practice everything together one more time. Not with pressure, not with stress, just naturally. I'll say a situation, and both you and David will express an opinion about it. Ready?
Here we go.
Situation 1. A new restaurant opened in your city.
To me, it feels exciting. But one thing I notice is the menu is a little expensive.
Great. Now, everyone watching, pause for 2 seconds and think. How would you describe that restaurant? Maybe, I feel like the place looks cool because the design is modern. Or, to me, it seems too busy.
Situation 2. Your friend recommends a movie.
I feel like the trailer looks interesting because I love movies with strong characters.
And you watching, what do you think? Do you agree with your friend? Or do you disagree politely?
Situation 3. Your coworker shares a new idea at work.
One thing I noticed is the idea could help save time, but to me, it might need a little more planning.
And this is your moment to practice. Choose any of the patterns. I think because, I feel like, to me, I agree because, I don't really agree because. One thing I noticed is,
These are simple, powerful tools, and when you use them daily, you'll sound confident, calm, and natural.
before we close, we want you to answer one question in the comments. It's simple. How do you express your opinion in English? It can be short, it can be simple, it can be about food, music, work, or your life. We truly love reading what you write.
And your comment also helps other learners feel brave. When they see you practicing, they feel safe to practice too.
Remember, expressing opinions is not about being perfect. It's about showing who you are, calmly, kindly, proudly.
And every day you join us here, you're becoming more confident, step by step, word by word, thought by thought.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Take a deep breath. You did great today.
We'll see you tomorrow for day 21, and trust us, it's going to be another powerful step in your English journey.
Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep expressing who you are.
See you soon.